Good evening, and welcome to TrueTone News for May 27th, 2025. I'm your host, bringing you the day's top stories with clarity and accuracy, free from spin. Tonight, we cover U.S. China tariff talks extended to July, a Medicare expansion proposal gaining ground, Senate GOP's push to cut deficits in Trump's tax bill, slowing U.S. job growth raising economic concerns, tech stocks rallying ahead of Nvidia's earnings, and U.S. Iran nuclear talks advancing in Oman. Stay with us for the facts that matter. U.S. and China have extended their tariff reduction talks to July 9th, easing fears of a trade war. Negotiators in Beijing made progress on rare earth mineral exports, crucial for tech and defense industries. The S&P 500, down 0.67% today, reflects cautious optimism as markets await a deal. Both sides aim to finalize terms before the G20 summit, with U.S. consumers potentially seeing lower prices on electronics and apparel if successful. This follows last month's interim agreement, signaling steady diplomatic momentum. A proposal to expand Medicare coverage is gaining traction in Senate budget talks. Democrats are pushing to add dental, vision, and hearing benefits, citing 60% public support in recent polls. The plan, estimated at $300 billion over 10 years, faces GOP resistance over costs, especially after Trump's tax bill debates. Proponents argue it would benefit 65 million seniors, while critics warn of straining federal budgets. Negotiations are set to intensify before the June 15th budget deadline. Senate Republicans are demanding deeper deficit cuts in Trump's $3.72 trillion tax bill overhaul. GOP deficit hawks, led by Senator Rand Paul, want $1 trillion trimmed from the bill's 10-year cost, projected at $4.6 trillion. The push risks stalling the bill, already rejected once by the House Budget Committee. Supporters say tax cuts will boost growth, while opponents argue deficits will balloon. Senate leaders plan a vote by mid-June, with markets watching closely. U.S. job growth slowed in May, raising concerns about economic policy. Only 150,000 jobs were added, below the expected 200,000, with unemployment steady at 3.9%. Analysts point to uncertainty over Trump's tax and tariff plans as a factor, impacting manufacturing and retail sectors. Wages rose 2.8% year over year, lagging inflation at 3.1%. Economists warn of a potential slowdown unless policy clarity emerges, while workers face rising costs. The Federal Reserve is monitoring for possible rate adjustments. Tech stocks are rallying ahead of Nvidia's anticipated $43 billion earnings report tomorrow. The market shows a 9.1% yearly gain, despite a 2.7% daily drop driven by AI chip demand. Nvidia, valued at $3.5 trillion, leads the surge, with its GPUs powering AI applications. Investors are optimistic but cautious, recalling January's volatility. Other tech giants like Microsoft and Apple also saw gains today, up 1.2% and 0.9%. The sector's strength remains a key economic driver. U.S. Iran nuclear talks are advancing in Oman, raising hopes for a deal. U.S. negotiators met Iranian counterparts face-to-face, the first high-level talks since 2022. Trump's strategy blends diplomacy with military pressure, including carrier deployments in the Gulf. Iran seeks sanctions relief, while the U.S. demands verifiable nuclear limits. Progress is fragile, with both sides eyeing a July deadline. A deal could lower oil prices and ease Middle East tensions, impacting U.S. energy costs. And now the facts. U.S. China tariff talks extended to July 9th, targeting rare earth exports. Medicare expansion proposal adds dental, vision, costs $300 billion. Senate GOP seeks $1 trillion in deficit cuts for Trump's tax bill. U.S. job growth at 150,000 in May, below 200,000 expected. Nvidia's $43 billion earnings report drives tech stock rally. U.S Iran talks in Oman, marking first direct contact since 2022. That's tonight's TrueTone News. Join us tomorrow for more unbiased reporting. Good night.